Okay, hello and welcome to Wednesday's stream. I completely, excuse me, completely lost what day we were on. Okay, so I'm in the hangar because I wanted to check something. Yeah, we're going to do some multiplayer on Squadrons because kind of want to get ready for when we get the update. Excuse me, next month. Adding on new ships. There's something I want to. I saw because we got the first update today, and there's something in it I really want. I don't have enough to buy it. No. Oh, I want to get the Sabine Wren color scheme for a TIE fighter. Oh, that's awesome that they've thrown that one in. That's cool. But yes. Oh, if anyone has not seen Star Wars Rebels, watch it. Because, yeah. Oh, man. Just the colour scheme. Yeah, I'll just quickly show what was in the update when I can. So, yeah. New outfits for pilots, 2 new species to play as, and then, yeah, new skins for ships, TIE Bomber, TIE Fighter, A-Wing, Y-Wing, and the X-Wing. Don't know what the one for the A-Wing and Y-Wing is, but actually I think that might be Phoenix. No, it won't be Phoenix. But yeah, then we'll have the Swamp. Just go and check that, because, yeah, before doing anything else, wasn't there? Have new stuff on the TIE bot. No new colours, no new paint jobs. Yeah. So we got a new weapon. No. Piercing torpedo. Okay. half the damage, but able to pierce shields. I like.
I think you'll be happy.
That's actually kind of cool. See if we've got any upgrades on the New Republic side. where is this new... Oh, there it is. I'm assuming that's... Typhoon Squadron. Oh yeah, I wanted to check.
Looking for something specific?
Oh. That's cool. Yeah, so 6,000 damage, 30 of them, 10 of them will do 3,000, so it takes 20 of them to do the same amount. Oof. One extra, but... New. Okay. Okay, I was just curious on that. Oh yeah, I did forget. Did forget to do that. Don't get hang it, do the operations. Operation. Oh, okay.
Hello.
I have completely missed being able to claim those. Oh, I didn't realise that challenges don't auto-claim after you're done.
Yeah, I know, it's a bit of a pain.
So... Okay, you went with that one? The one that you kind of criticised a lot?
Hey, to be fair, it was the only one they had available. And I won it in an auction for half the price.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Oh, wait. Well, have you made certain if you're not going to crash yet or not?
I'm just booting up the game.
Oh, I'm going to do one then.
Okay.
Man.
Yeah, I know it's like my least favorite of the bunch, but I mean, like I say, I got it essentially at a steep discount. So I don't mind in that instance.
Yeah. Trying to think. Oh yeah, so what do you think about the reveal for the 0-1 film that both 1 and 2 are going to be in action? And the fact they're crediting 0-1 separately from 0-2.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Suspicion is already between Izu and the Vice President.
I don't think Vice President. Honestly, I really don't think the Vice President would be. Yeah, no. I could see potentially Izu, like you say.
Well, not me. This is what everyone's dropped the suspicion between those two.
Yeah, well, it is pretty much a toss-up between those two, isn't it? Really.
Although I think Fua should be the one in it. He's earned the promotion.
Yeah.
Just give him the 01 driver. Yes, it's a hand it down, but come on. He was the main rider. He deserves to use a main belt.
Sure.
Jeez. Then as for the reveals for Saber, I'm just getting Ryuki vibes off Dragonic Knight.
Yeah, same.
I mean, and then also like Koryu Gold, because you have to load the thing in the mouth. It's just those little bits that.
Yeah, the ride book's actually much smaller than I thought they'd be.
Well, given those new ride books that we've got revealed, they're going to open up a lot more. Right down there. Oh, so it looks like they open up left and right. Yeah, it's not coming through completely clearly.
Yeah.
One other bit of news which follows on from yesterday's announcement that Age of Calamity is the biggest selling Muso game of all time, and that's only after 4 days. They've
Age of Calamity?
Yeah.
What's this?
Hyrule Warriors.
Oh, right.
Yeah, biggest selling Muso game after only 4 days. Yeah. But they've already stated that there's no plans for a third game. I mean, they didn't even plan to do a second one. It was purely because it was a talk with both, obviously, the dev team and Anuma. And it was only done because Anuma felt that when he wanted to go and do a prequel to Breath of the Wild, to capture that whole, sort of battle between, up against Ganon's forces, a Warriors-style game, or Muso, was going to be the best approach. Just, rather than try to make one themselves and potentially, not do a good job, he decided to just go and ask them to make it. So yeah, the only reason we have a second Hyrule Warriors is just because it was the only. It fitted better than than Nintendo trying to make one themselves and not do the genre right.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. The only other sort of bit they note was, if a situation arises where such a game is, sort of interest again, yes, they would use, no problem, they'll get them to do it, but yeah, it's, otherwise no plans for a third. Which, fair enough, I mean, it's meant to be, telling the story. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not trying to be. It's not trying to be, 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 trying to be a major element of the Warriors franchise. So,
Copy that. One behind us.
you know, obviously.
My download's gonna take a little bit.
Mhm.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello. Alright.
yeah.
Yeah, my update's gonna take about 20 minutes,
Mhm.
depending on how good my internet connection is. And right now, it's plummeting my speed. It went from 2 megabits, now it's at like 400 kilobits, 300 kilobits, 200 kilobits.
At least I've actually got useful teammates.
That was too close.
Come on, I'm out of ammo. Okay, where is that U-wing gone? I had a U-wing sticking pretty close to me. Can't find him now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm just gonna restart my PC because I think maybe that might be the reason.
Okay, U-wing found me.
Instead of restarting my PC, I ended up putting it to sleep by accident.
Yeah,
Whoopsie.
that's not the best idea.
Nope.
Hi, cruiser. Bye, cruiser. Eeh. There. Oof. Ooh, cruiser dead.
Restart.
Hey, Susie.
Yeah, I feel like in the long term, Kenzan, Buster, and Slash just aren't gonna get any upgrades. I mean, think about it, like, what can really be done with these?
Well, the only way is getting new books.
Yeah.
Or,
that's
well, bear in
basically it.
mind, it kind of looks like Saber and Blades' upgrade comes in a separate device. Given they've got to use that arm gauntlet thing.
Yeah, but I don't think they have to use it in it. I think they still put the ride book within the driver itself, and then it opens up in the driver, you know. It
So in a
covers all the
way,
slots.
they could do it between with the other three.
I mean, yeah, they.
I mean, technically they've done it with Caliber.
True.
Granted, his sword does scan, but we don't know
The
how
thing is,
good that scanning is.
yeah, I mean, these swords can't scan like this one in particular, like at the very least, rather. All the sounds, like all the different sounds, just come from the ride books themselves.
Yeah, well, it does. Well, like the Caliber's sword, it doesn't seem to fully identify books.
It does identify some.
Yeah, but only the ones relating to Caliber.
Yeah.
Because
Like, it can also scan Lion.
yeah, I mean, so it looks like it will scan the core books.
Yeah. But yeah, this doesn't scan.
Yeah.
This doesn't have any technology in it which would allow it to
Yeah.
record like take on information.
Though, like I say, given like Buster's the most the most powerful of the lot of them already, he doesn't really need an upgrade.
I'm on my
Yeah.
way.
I don't even think a big book, like a bigger book, would work with Kenzan's sword just because. I mean, the right book itself, when opened up, takes up like a lot of like the space in the middle of the sword itself anyway. Make a bigger one, and it's just going to become unwieldy.
Well, like I say, unless we get like attachment things.
I mean, this does have rails. I will say that there are rails on the back of it, but I'm pretty sure
That's for the belt, I think.
Yeah. Even though it doesn't do the same thing that the Seiken sword driver does when put into one of those, where it actually has additional sounds. This I do not think gets additional sounds.
Well, I know it's like it's a holster.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a holster. But I don't know. Maybe they can create something that can go over the top of the swords using the rail, and then that's how they get the upgrade. And it has like a scanning bit at the top, which would allow it to have the extra sound. Only problem is that how do you determine then? How does it work out when you henshin? Because the way it works normally is you have to take the swords apart to get that additional, to get the henshin to happen.
Yeah, there's a lot to work out.
I really don't think there's much capabilities for this thing getting an upgrade. Only thing is just getting another ride book, but even then, like, the main sounds, like the special attack and the henshin sounds, they do still come from the sword itself. Like, the majority of the sounds come from the sword, but the things that differentiate between ride books come from the ride book. In which, literally then, all the ride book is pretty much doing in terms of what, all the sounds for the sword, is just saying, Sarutobi, Ninjaden, da-dong, and that is it. The rest of it is encoded already into the sword. Which doesn't leave much room for different sounds. So, I mean, unless Kenzan gets a Seiken sword.
Well, like I say, the other thing is, like I said, is just some other device they wear.
Yeah.
Or separate drive, or a completely separate driver thing. That hasn't been done before for upgrades. Ghost.
I mean,
Oh yeah, wait. That reminds me. Who's the guy in charge of this series? The guy in charge of Ghost.
Yeah, that's a good point. The guy who thought it was a good idea to make the second to last form for Ghost a completely separate driver.
Well, bear in mind, it's not clear whether that was his idea or Bandai.
Yeah, true.
Don't forget, Bandai do get a lot of influence. And it is actually the thing with the series, as much as everyone blames him for the problems, there was a lot of behind-the-scenes executive meddling from either Toei or Bandai. Now, obviously, so it's hard to know without, interviews or anything, what was his decisions and what was one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like in terms of the sword, I think it's gonna end up similar to how the Fowler driver was treated.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Which
we are dealing with a series with a lot of riders. A load of, it was going to happen that beyond the core ones, the others were going to get shafted a fair bit.
left behind.
But again,
Although it's like-
Buster is already completely OP.
Yeah, but Kenzan, I mean, he's got like a lot of growth, considering he's a kid,
Yeah.
essentially.
I know, it is
So
it's a tricky thing, but like I say... But then bear in mind, he only has 2 books so far. Same with
Yeah.
Slash. So we still have one more book for them to get.
Problem though, both of their books are stories only. Because if you look at Slash's one, it's Hansel-Nuts and Gretel, which is a story, and the other one is Brimmen no Rock.
Yeah, I actually found out a bit about that story while looking at notes. Ironically, yeah, from the most recent episode where Saber has them, dogpile on the monster.
Yeah.
That is actually how they're depicted normally in their stories.
Alright.
That is correct to them. Just obviously the dragon on top is not part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and then you look at Kenzan's ones, and they're Saratobi Ninja Den, which is a story, and his other one is
Three Little
Three
Pigs.
Cooked,
yeah, but that one
something.
you could count as just being the animal.
True, but the thing is it's the picture that it has on it.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, it's got the right arrow, hasn't it?
Yeah. And also when Saber uses it, it's on his...
Yeah, no, because it's got the right hand arrow, yeah.
Yeah, it's on the right hand. So, yeah. They've only got stories, so they can't really get a full combo
Yeah.
with those. Though Buster is a different story, because he's got Jack and the Beanstalk,
Yeah.
or Jakun to Donome no Ki.
Yeah, and then obviously
Genbushiwa.
Genbushin. Yeah.
Which is a god beast. So technically Buster could have like a complete combo. But
Though it is interesting that Jack and the Beanstalk is green, not brown.
it's more turquoisey, but yeah.
It is the wrong colour.
Then,
But then bear in mind, if you look at Journey to the West for Saber, that's
it's crimsonish.
yeah, it's not the same shade of red as the other two. And actually, I've also
They're
noted
always
this.
slightly different in shade. They're all slightly different.
Yeah, but
in shade.
that one stands out more. Hey, Savara. Yeah, sorry, Susie, you didn't have a chance to answer yet. I'm just tired. Very, very tired. I don't know
Actually,
why.
an interesting thing to note is like the Jack and the Beanstalk one. Its color probably matches the Kenzan's sword much better than Saratobi Ninja Den's color does, because Saratobi Ninja Den's green is very very standard green, like just basic, just basic green, whilst the sword itself is more of a sort of a dark turquoise, which is kind of like what Jakun no Kiwi.
Yeah, I mean, there is only so far they can go with the different shades, so...
Yeah, I wonder if originally Jakun was going to be Kenzan's one, but when they sort of made it more ninja-like and thought maybe wind would be better for the sword.
Plus, like, there's that whole bit people have noted that when it comes to when Buster's got it equipped, because the whole stuff around Genbu Shinwa is tied to a turtle and a snake, it gives it the snake-like appearance on it.
Yeah.
So it completes the look. Yeah, should be alright. I mean, I was up late, it's just exhausted. But no, the important thing is now, Alex, so you missed me spotting it at the beginning. We have the best camo scheme for a TIE fighter in the game. Let me just read the description. It's called Vandal. The Empire will not let a simple act of Mandalorian vandalism keep its TIEs from destroying its enemies. Yep. We have Sabine's repaint.
Nice.
I am equipping that to a TIE fighter, because yes.
Yes.
So pity it doesn't let you take a TIE fighter on the other side, but still.
I am very looking forward to this week's Mandalorian episode.
Yeah. Plot twist, she doesn't show up until the finale.
Gosh dang. But no, that would be a bit weird because it is being directed by Dave Filoni.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he sets it all up.
I'd actually be really excited to also see Sabine potentially.
I know, because...
I mean, think about it. She is a Mandalorian.
I mean, not just that. I mean,
last
she's...
seen with Ahsoka.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, she is meant to be out there with Ahsoka. So it's like, what has separated them? Because I doubt 5 years is enough to find Ezra.
Yeah, the actress as well, who plays as Sabine, does look a lot like Sabine herself. So they could easily bring the voice actress to do the...
Yeah, but it depends, like,
physical role.
how well she could cope wearing the full suit.
True.
Because that's one thing I have seen in a bit more of an extended interview with Bo-Katan's actress. That suit is pretty heavy. It's why, if you actually note, she was fairly, in a way, robotic in her movements compared to how we tend to see Bo in the show, in the animated stuff. It's just because it's that hard to move in the full suit of armor.
Yeah.
You know, it's partially why, like, someone who's, from a... they got someone like Pedro to play the lead because he has that background in fighting. So he had the muscles to cope with that weight of the armor, even with modern building techniques and materials. It's still a pretty decently weighted suit, which is actually why I thought when we had that whole I first saw an image for what's her name, Cara Dune's actress. I thought she was going to be a Mandalorian. Because, she does look like she'd have the ability to move. She'd probably move around pretty well in that suit.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, I even thought at first she might be going as Sabine, just because her armour had that sort of more rebellious look on it, and, well, she was feeding a loth cat when we first saw her. I mean, what more of a possible hint for Sabine did you need? Because you could see Sabine taking a loth cat with her. Yeah, but how you doing, Savar? It's oh yeah. Speaking of obviously with bits, Filoni's announced he is not going to be the exec producer on Bad Batch. He's handing it over to the can't remember what her name is, but she was basically his second in command for most of Clone Wars and throughout Rebels. So, well, again, it fits with. Nice if you type in share the mission. Oh, don't worry. So, yeah, I know that happens a bit with me when I've been on other streams, and for some reason it's decided, yeah, you're not in the text box anymore. Been up too much? But yeah, yeah, but obviously it makes sense given Filoni's got to keep tabs on all of the TV productions. Hence why he's only doing one episode for Mandalorian this season. And he's even noted that his involvement to actually, to do an episode on any of these things is going to be, well, not just with Mandalorian, like all the others, it's going to be very limited just because he doesn't have the time to be on all these productions at once.
Yeah.
So, but I think just knowing he's there, at least providing the advice and guidance as needed is good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he still said he'll be credited as one of the execs on the shows, but it's not going to be as hands-on for him as it has been in the past. So,
that's fair.
Yeah, I can accept that.
He's going to be getting very busy. I mean, he's going to be very busy with all of the.
Well, because we've got Cassian Andor, Obi-Wan, and and Bad Batch coming up.
Not to mention more Mandalorian.
Yeah, I mean, on top of what was already active. Plus, if anyone wants to drag him into any other productions for some reason.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's, I'm glad that there was that whole bit of like Kathleen pushing to get him that job.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's because who knows what would have happened if Disney execs got whoever they had in mind initially.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they kind of already.
You cut.
Messed up the films.
Yeah.
They kind of already messed up the films. They don't need more.
Yeah, I mean, there was actually an article. I actually saw the other. There was an article out the other day, which was an interview with John Boyega, and he's defended Kathleen's involvement. Because he said he had a pretty good talk with her about like how he felt him and certain other characters were treated as the trilogy went on. And yeah, it's just like these were matters beyond her control in a lot of cases, or she was overruled. So
yeah, pretty much. Finn's character was just there to be the POC.
And obviously then Rose as a character was wasted in the end. Because they had so much potential of what they could have done, but...
Yeah, I honestly didn't like Rose's involved, Rose's character.
Well, initially they were told it was going to be much more major in the third film. It was more just, introducing her now. But then she's just taken out of it completely, apart from one scene. Maybe two, Then there was obviously the whole bit that when they first announced cast, Phasma was meant to last for the entire trilogy. So I kind of feel sorry for for that actress because she got kind of screwed out.
Yeah. Phasma was meant to be major, but yeah.
Well, she was sort of meant to be like the military. You know, yes, we had Hux, but she was sort of meant to be the on-the-ground military commander, while Hux was like the fleet one. You know, that sort of balance between the two. Obviously, you know.
I wonder if this was the decision by the director, Ryan Johnson.
Well, bear in mind, she was implied, you know, I mean, they did explain in the comics how she escaped Starkiller. Because otherwise, without that comic, which ironically, well, no, sorry, not ironically, is nicely titled Phasma, you know, unless that comic existed, we would never have known how she escaped.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you'd assume she died when the base exploded.
Yeah. Ryan Johnson just really left things in a pretty poor state.
Again, like, some of his ideas were fine. I've said that. I mean, I was fine with pretty much the entire film apart from the one big sequence that everyone hates.
Wait, which bit?
Canto Blight.
Canterbury? Sorry?
The casino planet.
The whole side quest which didn't contribute anything at all. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't have minded the whole sneaking on board thing and whatnot, but it's just they just went around it in such a bad way. But yeah, then... Because, like, you know, Luke having become sort of disconnected from, you know, the Jedi ideals, fine, you know, that can happen. You know, plus, you know, other little odds and ends around, but then it was just other elements were just like, enough. And obviously people disliking, like, the whole Leia surviving in space bit and hyperspace ramming. Filoni had already established those rules, so... Okay, granted, it's one of those scenarios of, well, you need to see expanded media. I mean, that's what Star Wars has been for many years now. It's been an interconnected system of films, TV, games, books, comics.
Yeah.
You know, but...
One interesting thing, because I watch Nostalgia Critic, as you know, and he's been doing... videos called Mando Blogs, where he talks about, you know, what his thoughts on the latest Mandalorian episode.
I mean, like 90% of reviewers. Like I said, like 90% of reviewers.
Yeah, and he's actually going into this without having seen Clone Wars or Rebels.
I mean, we sort of have it when it comes to the Joe crew, because OJ hasn't seen them.
Yeah. Like, he thought that the Mandalorians, those blue ones, from, you know, Bo-Katan and whatnot, he thought those ones were fake Mandalorians.
No, the Night Owls are an entire organisation in their own right.
Yeah, although... Yeah, he did actually look up the characters' names, and that is one thing that he does appreciate about Mandalorian in some respect, is like, even though he doesn't really like the fact, like the idea of things connecting from different things, he's very interested in, like, you know, having the thing still be self-contained, like they're not trying to tell all of Bo-Katan's backstory. Again, they just sort of have a sort of appear, and, you know, if you're interested, you can sort of look them up and sort of...
Yeah, I mean, again, like the entire franchise is advertisements for each other to some degree, with obviously the centerpieces that they are to advertise are the films. It sort of all ties up to the films, which that's the key.
I mean, yeah, eventually he realizes, like, oh, so actually, realistically what it is this is a lot more connected to other media than he thought, because he had no idea that Mandalorians and whatnot were heavily built upon within Clone Wars and Rebels. A lot of what we know about Mandalorians do come from those shows, and a lot of what's happening currently is related to those other shows. So he's going to watch those other two shows now.
Yeah, well, which is good, because a lot of people dissed Rebels when it was announced. Oh jeez, and Discord's dying.
Yeah, I mean, oh dear.
Yeah, a lot of people. I was saying, a lot of people dissed Rebels at announcement because everyone was angry that Clone Wars got cancelled, and obviously were concerned with what Disney were planning.
Yeah. I too was concerned, although I wasn't angry. I was thinking, okay, the animation style is a little bit different from...
Yeah, but it was evolving on what Clone Wars had done.
A bit more similar.
Like, the big thing was it was evolving the art style rather than... Because if you look at like the 7th series of Clone Wars...
That, but then you look at the Wookiees.
Yeah, but don't forget, they've been in slave camps. Bad things were going to happen to them.
No, I mean,
Discord.
like the actual...
Discord.
The style of the Wookiees,
Discord.
really weird.
Hello, Discord's cutting you. I'm trying to warn you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You're in and out all the time.
Hello?
You're cutting in and out all the time, Alex.
God dang it.
Come on.
Hello?
Yeah?
What was I saying?
Hard to say because of how sporadic it was.
Yeah. So because I mean, when you look at the design for the Wookiees, it is a bit
Let's do this right.
like, but I mean, overall, I mean, I didn't have too much of a problem with them trying to do Rebels.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people came around like with Clone Wars. Because like at launch, people like really took a disliking to Ahsoka.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was based on the film, and yeah, she was. A lot of people didn't like her because she was all squealy and very.
And yet she's now become one of the most popular characters in the franchise.
Yeah. Yeah, and though I will admit, I did diss Star Wars Resistance a lot when the trailer came out. It was,
for me, particularly the early parts of it, just really did. I watched like I said, a good chunk of it, and I just never could connect with the characters on that one.
It was very child slapstick.
It was it was just unfortunate that by the time it got interesting, it actually came to an end.
Yeah, I mean, the moment it got interesting was actually, I think, either episode 4 or 5, because then they got all of the most of the childish slapstick out of the way.
I'm on my way.
And they actually started focusing a bit more on the Empire.
Well, the First Order.
The First Order, yeah. And that's when it actually got pretty interesting. It was interesting as well because it also was because with Clone Wars it sort of jumped from character to character, but it mainly focused on the whole Jedi Order.
Well, it was how the galaxy take to the fight.
Yeah, Rebels was much more contained
around the crew of the Ghost.
With it just being a single crew.
And even as it evolved to the larger rebellion, it's still centered on the Ghost's actions.
Yeah. And then we got on to Resistance, where it's like an entire community, like, who aren't even, like, you know, prepared for fighting. And they're, you know, they're kind of thrust into a situation where they got to fight. So, that, I think, in the end, Resistance got pretty good.
Yeah, but in a way, there's nothing wrong with, like, you know, how does a community deal with what's going on in the galaxy?
But obviously that's not how it started off. It started off as it's just about a kid who is incredibly clumsy wanting to be an ace pilot. And he's clumsy. That was basically his character. His only character trait was that he was clumsy. But then he developed a bit more, and then it got, and as well as like the whole story as well developed beyond just slapstick and essentially pod racing 2.0. Now this is pod racing. When it got past all of that, that's when it got good. Still waiting for the game to finish updating. It's been a bit of a pain.
Yeah. Yeah, ironically, the pod racing game is viewed to be one of the best things about the original trilogy. So it's kind of funny when everyone, you know, disses a lot of things about it, and then it's actually, no, the pod racing game is actually good.
Yeah, I mean, kind of reminds me about one of my friends who's just constantly says, I don't play card games, I only play card games on motorcycles. I was like, okay, well, maybe if I'm a millionaire one day, I'll get you a motorcycle, and then we can play Yu-Gi-Oh again.
Yeah, I still don't get where they got the idea.
It's pretty cool though.
Yeah, but it was also just like, what the heck were you guys on?
Everything. They were on everything. But yeah, like, I mean, a lot of people, I mean, episode 1 is like, I do quite like episode 1, I'm not gonna lie. 1 is, it's fine, like, I don't really have many problems with it. Although Jar Jar obviously being a bit more annoying now from when I was a kid. And then episode 2, I actually really like episode 2 as well. Like, I love the giant battle.
Oh yeah, I love that. I've never watched that film, but yeah, I can kind of see where they're going. So yeah, because I don't know if you've got the chat up though, Alex.
Oh no, I don't.
Yeah, Savaya said, I assume they were watching the chariot races from Ben-Hur and thought, what if the horses were jet engines? I mean, what if any chariot race was pulled by jet engines? That's yeah.
Well, I've just found the button that triggers all of the sounds on the Kenzan sword. Literally, it's a tiny button that when you push in, starts the tension sounds. Yeah. The sword has no capabilities for upgrades at all.
Like I said, they have to be like things that are programmed to do sounds after the sword is shut up.
There's nothing that can be done to actually change. I don't think there's even a way to tell the driver to shut up.
No, but I mean,
I think
do like the sword does its sounds, and then
you want more sounds going on after the amount of sounds that they put
Look!
on these swords?
It fits because those swords do just talk for too long.
They talk forever. I mean, listen to this.
Come on. Is that actually the sword saying all of that, or was that the ride book?
That was all of the sword.
Yeah.
Vanguard, I'm inbound.
That was all.
Unless
of
the
sword
only other option is if they release a book that doesn't push that trigger down.
That is the only way, but then they'd have to put in every single sound in it, and
Not like they haven't done that before.
true.
Any device they've told that is shut up driver.
Yeah, but then the whole sword then just becomes like a, just, you know. I mean, I don't know, because I mean, even when you pull the trigger, it does like the sword sound. So if you wanted the upgrade to make a different sound when slashing, it'd still have that sound on it.
Yeah, but I think it's does it not push like a trigger or anything
What do you mean?
to like? So what is telling the book to make noises?
So when you're pulling the trigger on the handle, it pushes these two bits in at the bottom. But the main thing that tells the ride book to do something is when it splits apart. Because there's a button, there's like 4 buttons on the inner ring bit, you know what I'm talking about?
Not really that looking, so...
You remember there's like the circle in the middle with the shuriken is where the...
where the two latch together.
Yeah, where the two latch together. There's 4 buttons on the inside. I don't know what all of them do.
Well, then might imply that there is an upgrade planned that will push down different buttons or different combos.
Nope. I think 2 of them are literally just to sort of help clip the thing in. Whilst the other 2, literally all they say is support you.
There's a thought that could have been the case.
Yeah, all they do is just say support you. Oh dear. I mean, to be fair, actually, there is one thing I can think of that they could do. Create an entirely new second sword to attach to the main one, and have the second sword have additional sounds as well. That's the only thing I can think of, because like, there are buttons in here which do push in. I don't know if there's any way to like trigger those buttons from the sword itself. I don't think there is, because I think one of them's... I think 2 of them literally are just when they're to be pushed when you when you push the button to detach the two swords, and then the other two are just sort of to help keep the thing in there. So
I don't
it's
know.
just a thing of, unless it's just a thing of when it clips in, it can just those buttons push in other buttons, which then trigger the sound of the other one. So you henshin by taking the swords apart, and then you upgrade by attaching the upgrade into the other sword.
Yeah,
Via that.
it's
and
a
then you've
weird
got one
way.
long sword and then one small sword.
It's a
That's
weird
the
way
only
about
way
going around it, though.
Yeah, that's the only way they could go about doing it, I'd say, is if they just make an attachment that goes into the spot where the purely plastic sword fits in. That's the only way they can do it. God's sake, Apex Legends is downloading. Please stop.
Hold on. Oh, jeez.
I want to be... I mean, it's already an hour in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get much Squadrons in.
No.
Am I?
Probably not. Oh yeah, so as you never answered the question on Discord, because you mentioned about that website that you spotted due a PS5 shipment. Are you going to be trying it or not? Because there was no point advertising it to me because I don't need to.
True. I mean, I don't know if I can. But I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough money to do so. Maybe I'll have enough for the digital edition. Because they're advertising both of them.
Yeah, the only drawback with the digital edition is you won't be able to take advantage of buying PS4 games on the cheap.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it, really?
So, I personally would say go for the... if you had a PS4, actually available to use, it wouldn't be so much of a problem.
Yeah.
But going in without a PS4, I'd say that the disc one would be the better choice.
Yeah.
Just because you can take advantage of cheap games.
It'll be a matter of if I have enough money to do it. I could always ask my dad if it's possible for him to just get it for me.
And then you pay back.
Christmas. Or get it for me for Christmas. But, I mean...
Because, it's just my own thought that on value for money, backwards compatible machines are always the better deal.
Yeah.
Just because you have access to that larger library. I mean, technically, the Xbox One is the better... No, the even the Xbox One was the better deal than the PS4 once they added the backwards compatibility.
Yeah. To be fair, though, I think it's definitely worth checking on Black Friday itself to see if these other stores, these major ones...
They are not going to have PS5s or Series X or S on discounts.
Well, they're not going to have it on discount, but I know for a fact that Walmart in America is holding back some of their next-gen console stock exclusively for Black Friday. For whatever reason.
Yeah, but don't forget,
GameStop are also doing it. So
don't forget though that Sony have been skewing the entire thing in favour of North America anyway.
Yeah. So it's like... Plus there's also the situation where my monitor's basically dying. It's on life support.
If it wasn't for the fact that I was planning on keeping my old monitor, I'd let you have it.
Yeah.
Just because
Or at least-
it's going to be more practical to keep my old one and to use as a second screen rather than use my TV.
Yeah. I mean, I could borrow it, and then when I actually get the chance
Yeah,
to
but the
use
problem
that
is I need to set up my new monitor and I can't.
Yeah, true.
So...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a nightmare, really.
I mean, granted, it
I need
depends
new
how soon I can have things updated here, because, yeah, if things could be done sooner, yeah, you could borrow the old monitor. You know, if stuff is able to get done. Scenario, yeah, that sort of thing.
Great.
What's gone wrong?
Guess what I've got?
What?
Vanguard 1, prepare for battle.
Leave a penalty in effect. Low priority matchmaking queue. Well, it's not my fault that I've been leaving them. The game's just been kicking me out of them.
Vanguard 2,
Uh.
ready for battle.
I mean, what am I meant to do? It's just... I'm forced out and I can't get back in. What do you want from the game?
Back down,
Your life.
Today is ours.
Yeah. It says complete matches to return to good standing. Well, you know, it's either my internet's going, you know, taking a dump, or the game just doesn't want me to get in for the first match every time I come on the game. So how long until your
Well, we just started around when you said you were on.
right. Never mind then.
Well, it gives you a chance to actually sort out the crashing thing.
True. Although at this point it's like, if I crash again, is it just gonna tell me I can't play multiplayer for like a week?
Missile coming my way.
Unless they fixed it with the patch, which I hope they have.
Funnily enough, the patch made my PS4 version crash as I loaded it.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That's not what I want to be hearing.
No, but it's when I loaded the game up.
It's me. Oh well.
So I started the game loading, and then I just got an error at the thing of, yeah, send an error report to Sony and EA. And my PS4 just loaded back onto the home screen. So...
Yeah.
Make of that what you will.
Interesting thing, Kenzan's sword has no off switch.
Oh, geez.
Copy that.
Even though it's a henshin device, it has no off switch.
Yeah, I know. Well, people note that, like, some other ones have had that in the past. But usually they're not
It's,
as bad.
yeah, it's one of those battery pack ones where you've got the piece of plastic that you have to slide in.
Well, I mean, they all kind of are like that. But I mean, we've had, like I said, there's been bits like that before. Although normally it tends to be other odds and ends.
I see the Vandal skin. Yep.
Okay, what was going on there?
That looks pretty cool.
Sorry, just shooting a TIE fighter and it just took no damage at all and it was not using a shield. Yeah, and I'm finding that the AI is being more aggressive today.
Weird. B-Wing and the TIE Defender aren't in just yet.
Then, yeah, they said it was two. There were going to be 2 updates. One this month, one next month. B-Wing TIE Defender were going to be Wave 2. How the fudge am I having trouble with time like this? Come on, you keep doing this complete 180 flips. I'm having trouble trying to kill one lousy TIE interceptor. And then a teammate gets the kill. Come on! I spend all that time, lose the kill, and then I get just ioned and killed instantly. Fudge, you just took an ion hit and you didn't care. Come on, I cannot hit for... cannot hit today.
Oh my rumble. Well, let's try going.
Fudge! Why am I... Why can I not kill anything at the minute? I'm firing at this TIE fighter so much with overcharged lasers and it just keeps not dying!
I got no idea.
And I'm just having my health and shields destroyed at all times. Fudge, TIE fighters are meant to be flimsy, not friggin' tanks.
Yeah.
Plus, they're completely doing maneuvers which you can't really pull. And then again, easy mode. The game's decided easy mode doesn't exist again today. Love it when games cheat. Not what I wanted. What's going on?
Hmm?
What's going on?
I've entered a somewhat single-player version of Fleet Battles with AI players on both sides.
Hmm.
Picked up a tail.
Come on! Yeah, I get a TIE fighter behind me and it just obliterates my shield in a couple of hits and it's not using an ion weapon. Plus, the way it also jumped from a teammate onto me just then was... Yeah. You cheap game.
That's interesting.
Boost.
You know the theory I was having with the Kenzan sword, where potentially, if they wanted to give it an upgrade, they could create a whole like extension for the sword and put it in where the other sword goes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that could actually work because there is the button that actually opens up the right book in the driver is one of the buttons that's in here.
Mm-hmm.
So as it slides in, it would push the button that would open up a ride book. So if you have one of those, you know, if you have the power-up ride book in there, you take it out, you take out the Saratobi Ninja Den one, you scan in on the upgrade form, you know, the upgrade attachment, the upgraded ride book, you put it in to the sword, and start up some sounds, and then you put the upgrade in, and that's how the power-up would trigger.
Mm.
You know, form change, rather.
Yeah,
The
but
form
that's
change
a
is like
little
putting it in.
long-winded.
Well, not really. It's a scan. Put the ride book in the sword, and then just attach the upgrades to the sword as well. I mean, I have gone into a match, but I wasn't...
Game! Fudge! Where are you? Hit. I am hitting and yet I'm doing no damage. Come on, one ion hit. And I don't know where anyone is anymore. Come on! Stop healing yourself. I keep... Ow. Yeah, this is just sucking. Oh, come on! That friggin' tie! It went to 0 health and then it started healing itself.
That's not good.
I know.
It was what probably happened was one of the
Here it comes.
TIE ship that there's a support TIE ship probably here.
There isn't any of them in play.
I got no clue.
But still, the fact their health bar went to 0 first shouldn't equal... Yeah, you're gone. In fact, you can heal out of that? If a player does that, it's not going to work. Really, I now hit this tie to hit this tie several times, and I've done like its health bar is not dropping, not using its shield thing. Ah, freaking sake! I am sucking on this one because it's just like, nope, you're not allowed to do anything good. Shields are also functioning as if they don't exist.
I've got full health in the middle of the street.
How the heck am I losing HP and I still have shields up?
I live somehow.
Yeah, I had shields up and my health bar was going down and I was in the middle of open space.
That's weird.
Not full health, sorry, full shields and my... Yeah, saying damage how when I shouldn't have been. Despite using the strongest lasers on this X-Wing, freaking TIE fighter is just destroying me in a couple of hits and I can't destroy them. How's that balanced?
I do not know.
The fudge is shooting me up here.
Oh, okay. So the game actually now gives you like double shields. No, it gives you fully charged shields on getting out of the on respawning. That's actually really handy.
I mean, people would probably camp and take you out as soon as you come out.
Yeah. So that's probably why they've changed that.
Yeah, I basically did nothing this entire game.
Oof.
Maps easy mode?
Apparently so.
How much left on your game?
Well, I mean, it is just a single player one, I think, at the moment, so, I mean, I could probably leave it fine, but, the lever thing is kind of concerning me, so I don't know if I can leave this one.
Yeah, like I said, how long is there left?
I mean, we're still in the first attack run, technically, but we're up to the Star Destroyer, so... yeah. There's not much else I can really say. Their right shield generator's almost gone. The rest of their things are still intact. However, we might be losing the advantage soon.
Yeah.
I'd say we're about to lose the advantage.
What's the strongest laser?
Yep, there it goes.
Okay, not quite the strongest, second strongest.
Hmm?
Yeah, no, so it's the second strongest laser I had, but still, like 450.1 damage a second, and I was barely ever doing damage to a TIE fighter. Hmm. Shield.
Hey, you're not getting away from me, Corcoli. Corcoli. Corcoli Colkin. Damn it. There we go.
Yeah, I'm just going to BRB a second.
Okay. Boom. And boom goes the dynamite. Dang it. Almost did it.
Oh boy. Okay. So yeah. While waiting, Alex, we'll just say I'm starting to try planning out how I'm going to handle the Christmas New Year point for stream. Some of it is going to be based around what's going on rule-wise here and how safe things are, to whether I'm taking some time off or not, because
Yeah.
while we have a rule reduction from, can't remember when, to allow for Christmas week, I don't know. Excuse me. So yeah, 23rd to the 27th.
Okay.
So yeah. But obviously again it's going to depend on what things are like nearer the time, because yeah, once we know what the yeah, so So yeah, that's going to determine how I particularly handle Christmas. New Year, I'm. Well, it should be tomorrow what the tiers are, Susie. So they're saying Thursday we should hear, so. But. Yeah, New Year, I'm probably just going to plan a gaming. Like just a long day of gaming on New Year's Day. I mean, I haven't actually looked what day of the week these fall on, in all honesty, yet. So that's how badly planned I am. So New Year's Eve is a Thursday, New Year's Day is a Friday. So yeah, I think the Friday will probably not go on to archive because I'll just probably do an all day or most of a day streaming. Probably just might spend the day just playing Siege, in all honesty.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just a long day of Siege streaming, but I don't know. Obviously, it depends what I feel like nearer the time.
There's also the Cayo Perico heist.
Yeah, like I said, we'll see nearer the time. I mean, depending on what week that actually drops, I mean, we might just use Dark Souls one day and do that on the other when it comes to weekends.
Yeah.
Although I probably will
I think it
say...
drops.
I was just going to say I'd probably want to take the Saturday off if I'm going to be spending most of Friday streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say I'd probably want to put GTA on the Sunday, just because I actually was really exhausted going into Dark Souls on Monday.
Yeah,
Just
fair enough.
3 days was I was exhausted. So yeah, I probably want to do it that way around.
Cayo Perico, yeah, I think the Cayo Perico heist drops either on the 17th or 18th of December.
Yeah, just in time for the holidays to start.
Yep.
Yeah, but
I know it drops on a Tuesday.
the Tuesday's the 15th. 17th, 18th is Thursday, Friday.
There might be a few days before that then.
That's why I said the 14th. No, sorry, the 15th. Right, are you done yet?
It's close, I think.
Drinking or sober? Well, I'll put it this way, Susie. Can we have a night of drunk souls for the laughs? But yeah, like they were saying with the rules, like I said, 23rd to 27th.
What time is it?
It's 35.
Just start another one, I guess.
Alright.
I'm not gonna get in before it's like too late, I'd say. Updating and turdy internet ruined it.
But yeah, as I was saying, 23rd to 27th, unless you live in Northern Ireland, where it's 22nd to 28th, but to allow extra day to move across the sea. It just takes longer to travel to and from Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland.
So, but yeah, 23rd to the 27th, which means 23rd is a Wednesday, 27th is the Sunday.
How is it that we've still stuck at this, like, I don't get. The bars stayed the same pretty much for ages.
Oh dear.
I think my teammate AIs have just been sucking All of the D.
Hmm.
So I've been doing the actual hard work.
Yeesh.
There we go. We're pushing back.
Hmm. Yeah, but like I said, like New Year's Day will definitely be some sort of long gaming marathon. I might do a couple of different games. I probably want to try and keep it condensed to one machine or something.
Well, if I've got a PS5 by then, we could try doing Demon Souls.
But I
That's
already promised Susie.
Three people.
Yeah, but Susie's not going to have a PS5 until some point next year.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a good point.
But when that time comes, we can 3-player Demon Souls.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing that could be done is, in theory, well, I mentioned like could do some 3-player Siege on the consoles.
True. That too.
Given December 1st, PS5 and Series SX version releases.
Yeah.
With free upgrades. So, ironically, I believe Ubisoft have announced it will have cross-gen.
Alright, that match ended. I don't know if you
Oh no! I just launched in.
saw... Oh well.
Yeah, so I can wait until you do, Susie. So I was just saying to Susie.
Alright.
Vanguard 3 ready for battle.
Vanguard 5 is ready for battle.
Yeah.
Who is ready? Vanguard 1 is ready.
Yeah, the
Focus fire on the enemy subsystems.
Get started imaging.
excuse me.
But there's also Tabletop Simulator now that I think about it.
Like I say, it's just going to depend what I'm feeling like at the time.
Yeah.
Where are our cruisers? There they are. To reload.
Alright. I'm gonna check out what's happening with food, because my dad just got back. And I haven't eaten yet, and I'm actually really hungry. Right, so I'm gonna drop off then.
Alright.
See ya. I don't have work tomorrow, so I can play
Thursday.
Siege.
Yeah, Friday I've got things going on.
Yeah.
So I've got a phone call, I've got a doctor's call in the morning, and then in the afternoon I have someone from council's gas team coming.
Alright.
Because it's the yearly safety check for the boiler. Which is required under law. That, you know, not just for people in, you know, social housing. This is law outright. Like your parents would be having to deal with this as well.
Yeah, well.
The boiler getting a safety check.
They locked on me.
If
The
you're.
boiler's in my room. There's no way to get to it right now.
Yeah. Well.
Blasted.
Anyway,
Wait, you got the boiler in your room?
Apparently in one piece.
Well, it's...
You said it's the boiler, not a hot water tank.
Well, I mean, it's in a little sort of cupboardish sort of thing.
Yeah, but you're certain it's
like-
not an airing cupboard, not that's an airing
It's an
cupboard
airing
with the...
cupboard.
Hmm?
It is an airing cupboard, but it's also got a big tank in there.
Yeah, but that's just a hot water storage tank.
Oh, right, okay.
The boiler itself usually are in the kitchen. It's a white box that will be on the wall.
Oh, yeah, that's downstairs.
Yeah, because like Mum, like back at Mum's, Mum has a hot water storage tank in the airing cupboard. Here, I do not. It's just got a radiator in there that's always, going to receive heat whenever the hot water system turns on. Because my boiler, I mean, given it's only a small flat, I've got a boiler water storage tank combi, which, like I say, is fine when it's just a one-person place,
Yeah.
or even two-person. Like a small one-bedroom place, it's fine, because it doesn't need to store it. So, yeah, Susie's got an airing cupboard in her room. So yeah, no, you've just got a hot water tank in your room.
Right. Okay.
So.
Fair.
Yeah, because I would have been surprised if there was a boiler in your room. Because, well, it's all like that, because, like, boilers, when they are their own location, they're usually pretty big spaces because safety. And they're usually, like, industrial boilers or whatever, those massive type ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have been surprised. Like, it really wouldn't have made sense if it was in your room. Because that is a big hazard, and potentially raises some legal questions.
Yeah. No, I've just got the airing cupboard then.
Anyway, yeah, that you...
Yeah. I'm gonna drop off, speak to you tomorrow, potentially, in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Right. Ciao.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, so how are kitties, Susie? Eek. Ah, I'm stuck on that ship. Aww. What were they doing with playing? Or rather, what was their playtime?
Imperial Raider, destroy.
Moving to your position.
Push forward. Good news. We've reached their cruisers. Deploying a Corvette.
Aww. Happy little kitties.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Too close, too far away.
Push through the Empire's defenses. Let's finish this.
Were they using the tunnel again for chasing each other, or was it just mad chases around the house. I just find that fun when they're just like that, chasing each other around the. When they play around with the tunnel, because Poppy just scoots through it, and Daisy's sitting at one end, being like, "I boop you on the head now." Basically playing whack-a-kitty. Just be like, hi, boop, hi, boop. Hi, I boop your head now.
The Empire took out our Corvette.
Keep that safe.
Come on.
Star Destroyer shields are disabled.
There. I don't care if I died from that, I destroyed it. It keeps them exercised though, which is the nice thing. You know, I mean, as long as they're able to dart around easily and whatnot, they're in good health. Fit kitties and whatnot. That's the important thing. They're good, healthy kitties.
We've lost too many.
They're just like, hi, woman.
Imperial shields restored. The Empire is going on the offensive. Intercept their fighters and protect.
What was their din-din? Do they get a nice din-din for being good little kitties and doing their exercises?
Oh, buddy, good shot.
Empire's locking onto me. Close one.
I can't look at the minute for what your reply was, Susie.
Vanguard, can't lose that freedom.
Okay. Were they happy to have that after everything?
Frigate destroyed. Raider down. Nice one, Vanguard.
Come on.
I'm here for you,
Oof.
Vanguard 2.
So what's Susie going to be doing tomorrow? Cool.
Vanguard 3.
We're taking out a lot of Titan Squadron ships. Don't stop now.
I say, what is Susie up to tomorrow? Where's the Star Destroyer? There it is. No idea where I'm going. Sleep. Me. I mean, part of me wants to do that tomorrow. But at the same time, I don't. I don't know, I just. We'll see, because, like, yeah, I don't know.
They're locking on.
Enemy shields disabled. Attack that Star Destroyer.
No.
Missile inbound.
Ah. There we go. Your lasers were curving. Jeez, my host wasn't destroyed.
Here I come.
Yeah. No, we'll see. I just know on Saturday I need to be up nice and early to be able to do the order. So I can get my new book. Da-da-da. Whee.
The Empire is advancing.
Do all the barrel rolls.
It's now or never, Vanguard. Keep the Empire off our flagship, or this mission is lost.
I will confuse them. They don't know what I'm doing.
Enemy missile inbound.
Yay, shiny new book, and dice, and cards, and a nice shiny book, because I'll order the new novel in its leather-bound glory.
The MC-75 shields are disabled. We took down a raider.
The Empire is locking on to me.
And yeah, I can't think of anything else right now. Yeah, the Astrath book.
Press the advantage. We want the enemy on the defensive.
I want to target the power systems. Also, I want to avoid those tractor beams. Oh, there we go.
Congratulations, Vanguard. We've won.
Yee. Ah, man. Left that open the entire time. Whoops. Oh, cold. Yee, up another level. Okay, yeah, that's going to be it then for tonight. So, yeah. Stretch. Oh boy. Sorry. Just checking one. Just check a couple other things. The answer will be nope. So, not doing that. So yeah, Xenoblade tomorrow. Susie, can you drop a link in chat ready for later? For if you're watching this on Twitch, in about what, an hour or so, on Seismix. So yeah. Otherwise, just here, follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, and we will catch you next time. Yeah, yeah. So if you just put a link in for anyone that's here on Twitch, Susie. Like I say, so keep an eye out in about an hour or so on the link. So yeah, night night.